let's imagine your dad is sitting in the car. He's driving along in the car at the moment. Let's say he's going at, let's say, 7 meters per second. So let's say his speed is 7 meters per second. Now forget about the unit. Just know that he's going at 7 meters per second. What that means is every second he would have traveled 7 meters. So he's here at the moment. 1 second 1 second he would have traveled 7 meters. Okay, and then the next second he would have traveled another 7 meters. So when he's going at a speed of 7 meters per second, again, forget about this. What it means is every second he would have traveled 7 meters. Okay, so this is so 1 second he would have traveled 7 meters. 2 seconds he would travel another 7 meters. 3 seconds he would travel another 7 meters. And then another second he would travel 7 meters. And let's say after 5 seconds, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, he would have traveled 35 meters. So when someone's saying that they're going at 7 meters per second, it means they would have traveled 7 meters every second. So if you were to draw a speed time graph of the car, this here would be speed, okay, and this here would be time. So because your dad is traveling at 7 meters per second, let's say 7 is here, okay, 7, and speed here, probably the unit would be meters per second. Don't worry about the unit for the time being. Just know that if you're talking about speed, you need to talk about meters per second. There are other ways of expressing speed, but this is a common way of doing it. Now, time, we could use hours, we could use minutes, but let's use seconds because it's quite common. Seconds is common, so let's use seconds. Okay, so here the speed is measured in meters per second. This time here is it's seconds. Now, if we were to draw a graph of your dad's car, if he's going at 7 meters per second, if you were to draw a graph, it would look like this. Because if you think about it, after 1 second, he's traveling at 7 meters per second. So that's here. And after two seconds, he's still traveling. He's still traveling at 7 meters per second. And after 3 seconds, he's still traveling at 7 meters per second. After 4 seconds, he would have traveled. He's traveling at 7 meters per second. After 5 seconds, he's still traveling at 7 meters per second. You see, if you're given the speed time graph, if you want to know the distance that he's traveled after 5 seconds, you basically work out the area underneath this graph. So if you want to know how far he would have traveled after 5 seconds, just work out the area underneath the graph. So this distance here is 5, okay, and then you times the height here, which is 7. So you get the length here, and then you times the height here, which will be 35. So the answer will be 35. He would have traveled 35 meters. If you want to know how far he traveled after, let's say 7 seconds. Hang on, let me clear this. So if you want to know how far he's traveled after 7 seconds, draw yourself a speed time graph. Okay, because he's always traveling at 7 meters per second, your graph will look like this. Speed, you need a unit. It's normally in meters per second. Okay, time is normally in seconds. Now, if you want to know how far he's traveled after, let's say 9 seconds, well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So all you have to do is we'll work out the area underneath the graph. If you want to know how far he's traveled after 3 seconds, then 0, 1, 2, 3, then work out the area underneath the graph, which will be 21. So after 3 seconds, he would have traveled 21 meters. So if your dad is traveling in a car, if he travels 7 meters, he would have done this. If he's traveling at 7 meters per second, every second he would have done 7 meters. That's just the way speed works. So here, after another second, he would have traveled another 7 meters, and so on. So if you want to know the total distance traveled, then get the time, get the time, and then times it by the speed. Okay. Let's say he's traveled 40 meters. Okay. So the total distance is 40 meters. Now let's say it took him 5 seconds to travel from. Remember, he's traveling at a constant speed, or a constant speed. So let's say it takes him 40. Let's say it takes him 5 seconds to do 40 meters. Well, what will be his speed? Well, let's think about this. The distance that he's traveled is 40. Okay, so this is 40. Now it takes him 5 seconds to get from here to here. So what will be his speed? Well, if you think about it, hang on, 40, and then it takes him 5 seconds to get there. So hang on, that would be 8. So what that means is, if it takes him 5 seconds to get from here to here, and the distance is 40 meters, then what it means is his speed is 8 meters per second. So what it means is after 1 second he would have traveled 8 meters. After 2 seconds he would have traveled another 8 meters. After another second he would have traveled another meters. After another second he would have traveled another 8 meters. After another second he would have traveled another 8 meters. So look, 8 times 5 will be 40. So if the total distance is 40 meters, okay, and it takes him 5 seconds, well, split it into 5 equal parts, and then that would represent your speed. Okay, so I know it sounds weird, but let's say speed is 7 meters per second. Now, if you're given the speed, if you're given the speed, and when you times time, that will give you the distance. Okay. Yeah, because if you think about it, if he's going at 7 meters per second, after 2 seconds he would have done another 7. After another one, he would have done another 7. So the speed here is this, and the time here is each increment. So, well, if you get speed times time, that will give you the whole distance. Okay, but if you're given that the whole distance here is let's say 40, and it takes him 5 seconds to get there, well, if you get the whole distance divided by time, that will give you speed. Because think about it. From here to here is 40. If you divide it by, let's say, 5 seconds, then this here will represent your speed. Okay, so yeah, just get used to it. So if you're given distance divided by time, it will give you speed. If you get speed times time, it will give you distance. If you ever forget, then imagine your dad sitting in a car like this. If he's going at 7 meters per second, that means every second he would have done 7 meters. So you can see that when you get the speed times time, it will give you the total distance. Okay, so speed times time will give you the total distance. And then another way of thinking about it is, suppose he's done 40 meters. And it took him 5 seconds. Then 40 meters, this is distance. Okay, and then it took him 5 seconds. So divided by time, and then that would represent speed. Okay, because Well, if you get 40 divided by 5, you divide it into 5 equal parts. And what that means is every second, it would have done this distance here. So basically, distance divided by time, it will give you speed. Okay?